Welcome to our channel. Today we're we're diving deep into the often murky, occasionally sparkly waters of the corporate world. And no, we're not talking about some fly-by-night cryptocurrency peddling NFT hawking operation with a lifespan of a fruit fly. We're talking about companies that have been around longer than most Instagram influencers have been alive. That's right, we're talking about Rheinmetall AG and Munich RE insurance. Now I know what you're thinking, Petru. Those sound about as exciting as watching paint dry on a Tuesday. But hold your horses, because these companies, while perhaps not as flashy as, say, a tech giant promising to upload your consciousness to the cloud, are actually fascinating in their own right. We're talking about a company that makes things that go boom in a very controlled, very German way, of course, and another that basically functions as a giant safety net for when the world decides to go oops. So buckle up, because over the next little while we're going to delve into the history, the products, the innovations, and maybe even a few juicy scandals, fingers crossed, of these two corporate behemoths. You won't want to miss it. First up, let's talk about Rheinmetall AG. Now, I know what you're thinking. Rheinmetall, isn't that like a German metal band? Well, you wouldn't be entirely wrong. Their name does sound like it belongs on the cover of a Rammstein album. But instead of screaming guttural lyrics about fire and industrial revolution, Rheinmetall is busy making things that go vroom and boom. And by boom, I mean, of course, in the context of defense technology. Founded in 1889, yes, you heard that right, 1889, back when Queen Victoria was still ruling the British Empire and sliced bread was still a distant dream. Rheinmetall has been a major player in the defense industry for over a century. We're talking about a company that's older than the modern Olympic Games, older than the first transatlantic radio transmission, older than the invention of the freaking airplane. And what have they been doing for all that time? Well, let's just say they've been keeping themselves busy. From supplying artillery to the German army in World War I to developing cutting-edge armored vehicles and weapons systems for NATO today, Rheinmetall has, shall we say, a rather extensive resume. But let's be clear, we're not just talking about tanks here, although yes, they do make some pretty impressive tanks. I'm talking about the Panther KF-51, which, let me tell you, is not your grandfather's tank. This thing is a technological marvel, a masterpiece of modern engineering. It's got a 130mm cannon that can turn a small building into a pile of rubble from miles away, a sophisticated active protection system that can intercept incoming rockets like a steel ninja, and enough armor to make a T-Rex think twice about charging. But Rheinmetall isn't just about big guns and heavy armor. They're also involved in a whole host of other defense-related activities, from developing advanced simulation and training systems to producing ammunition and explosives. They're like the Swiss Army knife of defense contractors, except instead of a tiny corkscrew and a toothpick, they have tank cannons and grenade launchers. But here's the thing about Rheinmetall that you might not expect. They're not just a one-trick pony. While they're best known for their defense work, they also have a significant presence in the automotive industry. That's right, the same company that makes armored vehicles that can withstand a direct hit from a rocket-propelled grenade also makes parts for your car. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. Rheinmetall's automotive division produces a wide range of components, including engine parts, chassis systems, and even electric drive technologies. So, the next time you're driving down the road, just remember there's a good chance that some of the parts in your car were made by the same company that makes tanks for a living. Now, I know what you're thinking, Petru. This is all very interesting, but isn't it a bit, morally ambiguous to be celebrating a company that profits from war? And to that I say, you're not wrong. The defense industry is a complex and often controversial one. And there's no denying that companies like Rheinmetall play a role in perpetuating conflict. But here's the thing, the world is a complicated place, and unfortunately there are times when countries need to defend themselves. And when that happens, they need companies like Rheinmetall to provide them with the tools they need to do so. Now, that's not to say that we should just blindly accept everything that the defense industry does. It's important to hold companies like Rheinmetall accountable for their actions and to ensure that they're operating ethically and responsibly. But it's also important to recognize that the people who work at these companies are just people, many of whom are simply trying to do their jobs and provide for their families. And in a world where conflict is an unfortunate reality, their work can be essential in protecting lives and preserving freedom. So there you have it, Rheinmetall AG, a company with a long and storied history, a diverse portfolio of products and services, and a complex relationship with the world around it. They're not perfect, but then again, what company is? Now, let's move on from the world of tanks and explosions to something a little less, shall we say, explosive. Don't worry, we're not going to start talking about tax returns or life insurance policies. Instead, we're going to delve into the fascinating world of reinsurance, and specifically the world of Munich Reinsurance Company, or Munich RE for short. Now, I know what you're thinking. Reinsurance? That sounds even more boring than tanks. And to that I say, you clearly haven't been paying attention. Because reinsurance, my friends, is where the real action is. It's the insurance for insurance companies, the safety net for the safety net, the financial backstop for when things go really, really wrong. Imagine this, a massive hurricane slams into the coast, causing billions of dollars in damage. Insurance companies are on the hook for paying out claims to their policy holders, but the sheer scale of the disaster threatens to bankrupt even the largest insurers. Enter Munich RE, stage left, like the financial cavalry, riding in to save the day. Munich RE, you see, is a reinsurer, which means they provide insurance to insurance companies. So, when a disaster like this hurricane strikes, Munich RE steps in and helps the primary insurers cover their losses, ensuring that they can continue to operate and pay out claims to their customers. But Munich RE's reach extends far beyond just natural disasters. They provide reinsurance coverage for a wide range of risks, from aviation and marine accidents to political violence and cyber attacks. They're like the insurance world's equivalent of a special forces unit, always ready to deploy to the scene of a crisis and provide support where it's needed most. Founded in 1880, Munich RE has witnessed its fair share of global upheavals and catastrophes. We're talking about a company that's older than the telephone, older than the light bulb, older than the freaking automobile. They've seen it all, from the San Francisco earthquake of 1906 to the 2008 financial crisis. And through it all, they've remained a steadfast pillar of the global financial system. But Munich RE isn't just about paying out claims when disaster strikes. They're also deeply involved in risk research and analysis, using their vast expertise and data to help businesses and governments understand and mitigate potential risks. They're like the Sherlock Holmes of the insurance world, using their keen powers of observation and deduction to solve complex problems and prevent future calamities. For example, Munich RE has been at the forefront of research on climate change and its potential impact on the insurance industry. They've developed sophisticated models to assess the risks posed by rising sea levels, more frequent and severe storms, and other climate-related hazards. And they're using this information to help insurers develop new products and services to meet the evolving needs of their customers in a changing world. But Munich RE's commitment to sustainability goes beyond just climate change. They're also actively involved in promoting social responsibility and environmental stewardship across their operations and investments. They've implemented policies to reduce their own carbon footprint, and they're investing in renewable energy and other sustainable technologies. So there you have it, Munich RE, a company that's more than just an insurance giant. They're a global leader in risk management, a pioneer in sustainability, and a vital part of the global economy. They may not have the flashy appeal of a tech startup or the raw power of a defense contractor, but their work is no less important. Because in a world that's increasingly uncertain and unpredictable, Munich RE provides a sense of stability and security that's worth its weight in gold. So there you have it. Rheinmetall AG and Munich RE Insurance. Two companies, two very different industries, but both with a fascinating history and a significant impact on the world around us. Who knew that tanks and reinsurance could be so interesting? If you enjoyed this deep dive into the corporate world, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more insightful content, and let us know in the comments what other companies you'd like us to investigate. Because let's face it, there's a whole world of corporations out there just waiting to have their secrets unveiled. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay tuned.